Guys, listen, we got a lot of stuff we need to talk about here today. So let's get things kicked off with this. The eternal battle, Coke or Pepsi, Apple or PC. Well, you can also add to that physical or digital when it comes to the media. And I feel like every week there's bad news on both sides. Streaming prices going up. Another main stores to stop selling Blu-ray. It's just bad news all around. And here's another little piece of bad news. It's just been announced. This is a shocker. But Microsoft has suddenly, out of nowhere, pulled the plug on its movies and TV store for both Xbox and Windows as a whole. The folks over at IGN wrote this. Without any prior warning, Microsoft has today removed the ability to buy movies and TV content for Xbox consoles and Windows devices. The surprise move was first spotted by fans as Microsoft published a Q&A detailing the changes as they were already going live. Previously purchased film and TV content can still be viewed, and you can still use your Xbox to play media you already own, such as DVDs and Blu-rays. But film and TV fans will no longer be able to add their digital libraries, won't be able to move content to other services, and no refunds will be given should you want to help rebuild your library elsewhere. Okay. This is stunning. Like, at first, when I heard the story, my first thought was they must be talking about, oh, their Xbox. Okay, well, maybe they're trying to streamline Xbox to just be a gaming only device and blah, blah, blah. I never thought for a second that they were including Windows in that, like overall Windows. And while on the good side, they're not taking away your shows and movies that you already have in your library. That's good, right? So, okay, that's still there. But you can't move it anywhere, and they're not going to help you change main services for your library. Like, let's say you use primarily Windows or Xbox to build your digital collection and say, okay, I'll move it over to Google. Well, you're going to have to repurchase it all on Google. They're not going to help you move it over. And that kind of sucks. Now, look, they say right now, they're saying, they make it a big point of it, and this is good, to say you can still watch all your stuff. Ask me if I believe for a second that's still going to be true 4 years from now. Do I believe for 1 second in 4 years the stuff you have on your digital account on Xbox is still going to be viewable? I highly doubt it. At some point, Microsoft, I believe, now I'm speculating to be fair, but I believe at some point Microsoft is going to announce, be it in a year, 2 years, 3 years, that, hey guys, in the next calendar year, we're going to be turning off all support for previously bought TV shows and movies, and that's going to be gone. And Rob, this is and always has been the number one argument against making your library digital as opposed to physical. I mean, I've got a lot of issues with the physical as well, but the number one thing has been you can't really rely on it. Now, my digital collection, Rob, is all on the Google Play Store. Google's not going anywhere, and neither is their Play Store. I feel very safe and secure in that. But I never would have thought Microsoft would have been getting rid of theirs. And while they're still saying this stuff is still going to be available, that's great, but I don't believe that's going to be the case 5 years from now. Anyway, I was kind of surprised to hear this news, not so much about Xbox, but more about Microsoft. Rob, you hear this news as an avid physical media guy. This is your time to put on your cowboy hat and ride around the rodeo a little bit. But what's your thoughts on this?
Well, this is the time when I invite all of our lovely viewers and supporters to come watch my Let's Get Physical Media show every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. I think that, look, as somebody who has been collecting physical media, there's never been a better time to collect physical media than right now. We're getting the best versions of our favorite films. The studios are going, we're at the end of the physical media road. I honestly believe that. We now have only two major retailers selling things, Amazon and Walmart. And when they go away, the studios are going to divest from creating physical media. The boutique labels will take over for a while, But make no mistake, we are at the end of the physical media rainbow or road. But it's going to last for a little while longer. I do think that this is going to be, unless you can download digital files and keep them on your own servers, you should be very mindful if you want to build digital libraries, that if you're expecting some other, I think John's right, Google will stick around. But if you expect these other, look at, who would have thought Microsoft itself, not just Xbox, but Microsoft itself, you never would have thought that. And the fact is, they to store all this stuff, they have to have their own servers. It costs them money. It costs them manpower. They're not going to do it anymore. So I think you have to start thinking about, if you want to build a digital library, you want to make it downloadable to your own servers, whether it's Plex, whether it's Kaleidoscape, whether it's just a hard drive, whatever it is, you should start being mindful of that, especially if it's things that you really love.
Yeah, I mean, especially now with like home NAS systems being more affordable and expandable than ever. Like we've got a NAS there in my house, right there in the office. We only have like an 8 terabyte drive, but I was looking at these new like Ugreen NAS servers where you can have like up to like 128 terabytes in there, and you can put your entire digital library and you can make it so you can access it from anywhere in the world. And you're going to have to start looking at stuff like that. Like I said, I think Google's going to be around for a long time. Now, of course, both sides have their issues, right? Like the digital and the physical all have their issues. There's not a single person I know, Rob, that hasn't lost at minimum a couple of discs, like just not whether they lent them to somebody or whether they went missing or damaged or whatever. Now we're seeing people who had like libraries on Xbox. They still have their movies for now. They're still there, but that's losing their service. What was the one that closed down a while ago? There was a smaller digital service that closed down a while ago. And I remember we did a story about it on the show. I can't remember which one that is now, but also like we're seeing like licenses end and stuff like that. There just doesn't seem to be, it feels like, Rob, what you're suggesting is kind of the hybrid best solution. So it's kind of physical media.
You're saying
in
ultraviolet? Was it ultraviolet?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I think that was it. So like kind of have a bit of the physical media thing where you have your own hard drives, but the digital delivery of having it on your own home servers and having it on your own physical hard drives might be the ultimate solution moving forward. I don't know, but again, this sucks. I mean, I never bought a single thing on the Microsoft Store or on Xbox, obviously, because I have a PlayStation, but this sucks for anybody who owns this stuff. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Have you bought any movies either on the TV and movie store on Microsoft or on your Xbox? Are you now worried about the TV shows and movies you've already bought? But maybe you've already started the process of trying to rebuild your library somewhere else. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.